Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your old buddies, Jimbo's Blue Collar Beer Review. You thought I was going to play it straight there for a minute, didn't you? I can't do that. No, not when there's this on the line. Beer. You know, Blue Collar Beer Review, one beer, one take. Well, we don't really take beer that serious, but actually we take it very serious because beer is love, and we should all take love very seriously, and I do. I do. You know I do. And I got a really cool beer. It brought everything back, you know? It's really cool. A friend of mine dropped it off, and, you know, they go to the front of the line, and I was like, cool beer, cool name, and it's a beer that I'm gonna like, probably, and so it's just a win-win all the way around for me, for y'all, all for y'all. So here we go. Let's get into it. This is Lone Pint Brewery, Magnolia, Texas. Lots of good things happen there. Wonderful place. Joe and that other dude. No, what are they got their show in Magnolia? No? Something like that. Somewhere around. Whatever. Oh, that's the name of their company. That's it. Something like that. My wife watches it. My ex-girlfriend. So it's made in Magnolia, Texas, which isn't far out of Houston. And this beer is called the Jabberwocky, and it's an Imperial IPA. So we'll get to the name. We'll get to all of it. So I'm just going to roll on here. So stick with me. It's an Imperial IPA. All right, and an Imperial IPA, as we all know, it has, to be an Imperial IPA, it has flavors that are high in taste, but it's not bitter, okay? And it's supposed to have an alcohol volume between 6% and 8.4%, okay? And there's some other things to it, but that's the nuts and bolts of it. And that's what the Brewers Association says. This beer is 16.7 fluid ounces, so it's a pretty big beer. And it happens to be alcohol by volume. So, right, it's supposed to be between 6% and 8.4%. But lo and behold, 8.5. So it's just over. So if the Brewers Association was here, they'd probably say, not an Imperial IPA. But I'm not going to hold that against them. If they want to call it an Imperial IPA and they want to call it Jabberwocky, I support their decision. Because the way they make this beer, man, they spare no expense with this. The wort, the double hops, the front, the back. I could go on and on. They are proud of this beer. Trust me. And the name is pretty cool too. I know everybody knows what that name is, right? The Jabberwock. It's a fictional, ferocious monster in the nonsense poem Jabberwocky, right? That's what, and the Jabberwocky, that poem appears in the novel Through the Looking Glass. I think it was made in it was written in 1871, something like that, right around there. It's the sequel to Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. So, and in the poem, it's the father talking to his son about being careful. Alice actually finds when she's in the looking glass, she figures out the world is all reverse and backwards, and she finds the book and figures out that it's reverse writing, and then she reads the poem. It's supposed to give her guidance because the little boy, he needs to be careful of the Jabberwocky and all sorts of other creatures. But he goes out there with a sword, a Vorpal sword, and chops the head off of the Jabberwocky, and his dad's really proud of him. Like, who wouldn't be? Whose father wouldn't be? And a Vorpal sword is a sword that's specifically built to chop heads off. We're going down the rabbit hole, which is the rabbit hole. You see what I did there? I didn't even mean to do that. I was just getting into it. Let's get back to the beer. So it's pretty cool. It's I kind of, I don't review beer bottles or, beer labels and stuff, but it was kind of far flung there. It was, the name caught me off guard, and I had to search back to what it was. So it was a nice, check it out. You guys will like it, I promise you. I know you guys are very intellectual out there. And your old buddy Jimbo, nothing like drinking a beer and reading a good poem or a book. There's nothing better than that. I think that's sage advice right there from your old buddy Jimbo. All right, so we're gonna do the double dump. We're gonna do the look, listen, and smell. And I think I think this is gonna be just. I think it's gonna be really good. I hope it's good because we talked about a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is beer. It's not poetry. So let's do it. Oh, gun barrel. When it's in a bottle, I like to give it the pre-sniff. Oh, yeah. All right, so let's do it. Let's do the double dump and the look, listen, and smell. I'm going to have to do, this is a lot of beer here. I'm going to have to do the professional pour and try to get it all in, plus make a little head too. So there we go. Look at that. Boy, it looks like pumpkin. Wow, what a great color. That is fantastic. When the light hits it, there's bubbles rising to the top. It's a fabulous color. It's amber and it's lovely. It's subtle. It's got a nice, subtle talk. It's not screaming. It's not yelling. It's a nice, steady. Ooh. I don't know. This may be a little bitter. I think. Woo, that's strong. I'm telling you. It's not so much alcohol. The alcohol smells strong, but it's hoppy. It's crazy hoppy. So, and if you read the back of this bottle, you'd be like, well, that makes sense. Because they went crazy on the hops on this thing. Every which way you could hop it, they hopped it. It's like super hopped. It's like, they should call it like super hop, Jabba Wop, Hop a Wop, something like that. That's it's just mine. Old Jimbo's 2 cents. L'chaim. Oh, it's a masterpiece. Oh. It's a literal masterpiece. Literally. I'm telling you. Wow. It's just an all over. The minute The second I poured this into my mouth, there was a taste explosion, and it was just gorgeous. It was lovely. There was no mistaking it. It was not overpowering. The way it smelled, I thought it was going to be bitter and super, super hopped up. But man, what a smooth, wonderful, just fantastic. And it is so strong on the top of my mouth right now. You know, sometimes those beers will coat the back of your tongue. It'll be a back of the tongue, a cheek. This is right front of the mouth, top of the roof of the mouth. It's fantastic. The Jabberwocky is most definitely Jimbo approved. Jimbo like it a lot. So, you know, poetry, reading a good novel, drinking Jabberwocky, I think that's the ticket. Sometimes it's good to pump the brakes, get off the internet. No, don't do that. Stay on it. Why would you do that? You can read the book and the poem on the internet, or you could have one of the dudes. There's like dudes that read stuff too. Yeah, they do that. So maybe one of these days I'll read the poem for y'all. No, I won't do that. I review beer. I don't read poetry. Hey, listen, tell a friend, leave a like, leave a comment. But Jabberwocky Imperial IPA, Imperial. I think it's a little Pint Brewery, Magnolia, Texas. Jimbo approved. Hey, have a great day. Yo, buddy Jimbo. Out.